So truth without awareness is nothing. Truth without action behind it is nothing, right? And I think this is something that we see in society often. We see people that's yelling truth in a rude manner, or let's say dealing with people, right? Some people be like, I'm just blunt, and and I'm not saying nothing's wrong with being blunt and to be honest, but some people mistaking that blunt for like being rude. People don't know how they talk to people. People don't know how to talk to people at all, and they like talk it up to their personality, and they just trying to be honest. And I'm not saying the truth always has to be nice. I'm not saying that in the sense where you know you got to not even like saying you got to kiss the ass to tell the truth. I'm just speaking in the sense of like people always trying to mask their weaknesses as an individual, right? If you rude, I think that's a weakness to have. I think that you are limiting your capabilities of being able to relate and I guess meet people where they at. So let's say as a leader, if you a rude leader, you a terrible leader to a certain extent, in my opinion, right? And people think just because they telling the truth, people should listen just because it's the truth. And it's not like a statute, like rules you kind of have to abide by to really be an effective leader or be an effective individual. It don't matter. It don't have to even be in a certain setting. It's even like relationships and how people be thinking just because you know telling the truth, it should just be always warranted. And sometimes they say what they be saying. Uh, don't shoot the messenger. They be saying shit like just pay attention to the message. And I'm like, no, I think you should really pay attention to both. Whoever it's coming from too, because these some people they like to step with their high horse and think that they are better than you, and you know they try to make you feel worse than what you are, and in reality they the same exact way as you are. So it just shows how pompous people really be about certain things. And even me, I'm guilty of this, right? And I had times I had to check myself because it's even like with the spiritual shit, I got some level of awareness that's better than, if I could be honest, the average person. I wouldn't say my shit is too crazy. I'm still in a human experience, and I still feel like a human most of my days. My awareness is good in the sense of like being able to peep things very quickly and just staying ahead of the curve, but I'm still just like everybody else, right? And it's times where I have been hypercritical of other people, and it's been times where I have there's been blatantly rude, and I had to check myself many times because it's like the thing about I guess growing spirits is like your conscience start to settle in a little bit more, and so it's almost like to a certain extent we all got like a monitor. It's like if somebody monitoring us, and I say this in the sense of like a critic. That's the word I'm looking for, inner critic, right? And I guess when you become more evolved spiritually, that inner critic is kind of fine tuned to kind of help you as an individual. When initially that inner critic is kind of just poking holes in everything that you do and is kind of going off a pattern of your life and just kind of trying to protect you away from negative experiences. So I guess through the spiritual journey, I got more fine tuned to the inner critic that I have, and the inner critic kind of work as like a, you know, your conscious, like, and I guess my conscious is more refined. So at times I have awareness, and when I'm just thinking, and when not even when I'm just thinking, when I'm just acting and not thinking about anything, when I'm just talking or I'm just around people that act a certain way, my conscience have to kick in and let me know that I'm being wrong, or I'm not acting like myself, or I'm being too judgmental, or I'm being X, Y, and Z, whatever it is. Either way, like I said, it's like nobody is absolved of that truth, and no matter how you feel, no matter how evolved you think you are, like I said, you still are held liable by your own self, by your own higher self, by your own conscience, right? And I think a lot of people need to understand that. That's why I don't like going around just screaming I'm God and just doing whatever I want to, because I understand that as people, as human beings, as spiritual beings, you still have a connection with people. Life is about people to a certain extent. You have a relationship with people, and the quality of your life to a certain extent depend on the quality of people that you have around you. So yeah, also truth, like I said, truth without action behind it. We realize that people, like even me, like I know a lot of things is gonna happen. I know how my life is gonna turn out, but I'm at this state right now, which is kind of bad, where I'm fearful, I'm doubtful, I'm anxious, I'm worried about my future. I'm scared, right? And no matter how intelligent I am, no matter how much information I have, all the truth and awareness I have within myself and who I truly am, even like to the deepest aspect of my feelings, I realized that I'm not putting no action behind any of it, right? I'm scared and I'm not doing anything, right? I'm fearful and I'm not doing anything. I'm doubtful and it's causing me to freeze. I'm anxious and it's causing me to freeze. I'm clueless and it's causing me to stop what I'm doing. It's preventing me from taking my steps forward. And it don't matter how much information or truth you have in the world, if you're not still trying to move forward with it, no matter how you feel or whatever obstacles come your way, it's like it's pointless, it's meaningless, right? For example, right? If I could be honest, right? I believe the world is ending. I don't think the world is gonna end, but I think it's just, it's a cycle, right? Part of me has been slacking on just getting just my survival shit ready in case some shit has to go down, right? And this is only me. I'm the only person, I guess, in the family that feel that type of way. And just me growing up, I was never the leader. Like I said, I didn't believe myself to be a leader. I was very reluctant. I'm very a reluctant person, period. I don't do anything, and at times I have to antagonize myself to do anything, because if I don't, like I said, it's certain death. Not saying it like that, but like certain, it's going to be bad if I knew all this was gonna happen and I didn't do nothing for it, right? I would feel extremely guilty. I would want to, I ain't gonna say that, right? I ain't gonna say that, but essentially that's what it is, right? And I had to realize that I had to keep moving forward no matter how I feel, especially because I'm the one that have this certain level of awareness that holds this certain level of truth, right? And if I don't, it's gonna be bad for everybody that believed in me. It's gonna be bad for everybody that kind of believed that and knew that I had this awareness and I didn't do nothing about it. And I guess it's, as a person, why I care about superheroes so much is that they carry a level of responsibility and they uphold it because everybody around them can't uphold that. And part of me at times, I have conflict whether that's my responsibility or not, to uphold a responsibility just because other people can't, right? Uphold a responsibility because, I chose to be this way, right? And it's my life, right? But essentially, I keep having these conflicts where I'm talking to myself and I'm dealing with myself and I'm like, is it really my life? Or, like I said, it's just a life that kind of like I was given to me. Like I was destined to live this type of life. So I'll be caught in the middle of that. But that's me reflecting. But thank y'all for coming to my TED Talk. But the idea of just, if you have this information, use it wisely, use it to the best of your advantage. Don't allow it to stop you in your tracks. Don't allow it to stop you from doing what you deem is right. Right? Don't stop that truth. Don't stop that awareness from stopping you from going to where you need to go, even if you don't know, right? I think some of the worst things that we can do as people is stop when we don't know, right? Not saying stopping is a bad thing, but just, recently my dad passed and I just stopped. I stopped everything. I stopped recording videos. I'm half-assing videos. I was already, and I realized I got to put more effort into that, but I started drinking more, I started smoking more. I just stopped. And I realized that me stopping was not, life is still moving on. Life is going on, and life is still gonna hit me like a bag of bricks when shit hit the fan if I don't stay on top of my shit, Of course, we all go through shit, but sometimes you just gotta keep moving forward. It's not like you can't process it while you're moving. It's just, you just need to, because if you don't, in my mind, it's like a story, a character in a story. Like, the character who I am needs to keep progressing forward, because if he don't, it's impeding danger for himself, but others around him. Right? And I guess that's kind of the reason why I don't think my life is mine anyway. But that's just conflict, and that's just me just yapping now. So yeah, I'm just gonna cut the video right there. I ain't gonna go too far, but thank y'all for watching this video. I appreciate y'all, and have a good day.